We are live.
We're live! Live as a muzza. You want this on or?
Unplug it. See what that does.
They'll turn it off at least.
That's not the thing that's casting the weird light pattern. It's the giant fluorescent tubes in the back.
I know what to do.
Thanks, Tim. There. Yeah. Well, now it's something anyway.
Hey!
Hey, it's us. Hey, it's us. Hey, it's you. Hey, it's me.
Looking super something.
Looking super old.
I feel like $100.
Good. You look like $100.
Oh, man.
So the mics are picking up.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, look how loud it is. You might want to turn that down. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. That's much better. That's much better. Doo-doo, 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 meow.
Singes the whiskers. That's what I'll say. Tim, it's been too long.
Quite
Been way
long.
too long.
Quite long time. We did one from here before, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, we did. And the interesting thing about it was I feel like then we thought it wasn't recording. The mics weren't.
These were working.
But they were. They weren't. Yeah.
Right. But you need to get this set up a little more microphonically.
Oh, right.
Sound. So
going that direction.
Yeah, so you got to talk to the blue light on these mics.
The thing. So, yeah. So, we're back. We are here again.
In the studio.
And you can tell a friend. Because that's all that's going to really see this one. It's going to be sent out to our social media follows and people that we know, and things will go from there. But Tim and I just wanted to touch base with everybody as we are clawing our way towards warmer weather. And we are getting very close to spring now. And that means that we are going to be more active, fun-loving, and involved in the community because there's more community to be involved in once the weather improves.
I can't wait to have gorgeously bronzed skin.
Tim loves a good tan. That's one thing you didn't know about him.
It's not even true.
When the winter comes around, he spends the first 10 minutes of every day in a tanning booth in his home. So, that's one of those things that that you can take from this little podcast or this little broadcast and go into your world with and say, you know what? At least when I wake up every day, I don't get into a tanning bed like this guy.
And then you can see from the rich golden hue of my skin that is actually true.
Well, goofing around notwithstanding, it's been a rough couple of weeks on the old international stage. Our hearts go out to the people of Ukraine that are currently being invaded by Russia. And there is no place in this world for that kind of violence and aggression. And the faster we bring this to a close and resolve this so that people can get back to their lives, the better. Uninterrupted by pointless war and conflict. So that being said, there's not a lot that Tim and I can do directly. I'm not renting an Airbnb in Ukraine. I don't know about you. No. That's not something that's on my agenda. So what we're going to talk about is the things that are happening here locally, the fun stuff that you all know us for, mainly being here in our community, doing business and serving you, the folks. At the donut shop, it's been quite the change over the last 4 months. I'd say
Sure.
I am working more than ever in the back of things, making stuff every day, making the inner gears and windings of the shop stick together and go.
The donuts.
Yeah.
Making the donuts.
Yeah. Doing all that stuff. Making all the cake donuts, making raised yeast donuts with Josh as well. And doing all that to a really high level and with good success. And that's just meant I can't spend as much time out front with all the people and all my friends that I've made over the years that I have spent in the past and that I'd like to spend again in the future. But, that's something that we will get back to in one way or another. And a little more on that later from the creative output of things. But from the donut shop side of things, I am always around. So if you ever need to talk to me, I'm there. If you ever want to talk to me, I'm around. It's not like I'm gone. It's not like I'm not there. Similarly, Tim's not in the shop anymore day to day, but his coffee's there talking for him loudly, very loudly every day. And it's still his footprint, essentially. We haven't changed anything, even down to drink recipes. So, your presence is still strong there. People talk about you and ask about you. And,
sure.
We tell them what you're up to.
And I'm there. I come in usually 1 to 3 days a week and hang out for an hour or so, getting to enjoy the culture from the customer side of the counter. Most of the time, I still pop back and help Tony out when it's busy on a Saturday morning. I'll jump in and make some drinks, which is always fun for me. I'm looking forward to when we can get back to sitting around with families and kids and
coloring doodles.
Coloring doodles, man. I miss that. And I think we're headed back. We may get back there soon.
Yeah, that was a great era in the shop. And that was a good time that was had. And I would like to have those good times again. And it would certainly drive my little engine that can to get back out front more regularly if we were able to sit down with folks and feel really comfortable and really together again. And, I think it's been tough on all of us, but, I think we've still managed to maintain a really great culture of service in, camaraderie in the shop. And then, on the customer side of things, we keep getting them, those pesky 5-star reviews. They're really terrible and
becoming a nuisance
and quite tough to believe, what with all our crippling imposter syndrome. But that's enough for me. Like donut wise, we're tweaking a few things. We're working, and I'll tell a little bit later about some collaborations, specifically collaborations that I think have taken more of a prominent role in the last couple of months. But I want to ask you, roastery wise, you were just running down to Grove City doing more cold brew nitro kegs and all sorts of stuff. Tell me, roastery wise, how's things going now that you're out of pen case gate,
right.
Now that you're done with that, and now that you're back into fine tuning and honing the actual process of the roastery? You've had a couple of meet and greets. What do you call them?
Roastery experience.
Okay.
We just had the second roastery experience this past Saturday. It was really fun. We had, I think, 8 folks for this one. So it's a nice small group. We take about 2 hours. We talk about some coffee history, coffee sourcing, then we roast a batch right in front of your faces. And we divvy that up.
Your face literally right in front of your face.
Yeah. So people get to experience what it's like as the coffee roasts in one of these civets fluid bed roasters, which is a pretty special experience.
Yeah, pretty rare in and of itself, the civets.
Yeah, you don't see as many people using them anymore.
And truly, like, it's one thing to use the civets principle of the fluid bed with the popcorn style floated bean roasting process, but it's another thing to use a civets
right
as it were from the original factory, as it were.
Well, I've replaced every piece on that roaster multiple times.
Right.
A lot of the fluid bed roasters are using those Coffee Crafters artisan roasters now,
okay,
which are really great roasters, and they're easy to get parts for. And Ken, who is the owner of Coffee Crafters, provides excellent service to people. I may end up with one of those roasters eventually, but I'm always going to try and keep civets in rotation because it is the original.
Yeah. It's you got to pay homage to the ones that brought us through those phases of development that lets a company like Artisan put out a nice, streamlined 21st century product. Your guy has the bolts sticking right out of its neck.
And right into my own flesh from
Frankenstein,
time to time.
Frankenstein
Yes,
style.
absolutely. It is a cobbled together monstrosity. I love it.
Yeah, it's a true original, and that makes it worth the fight.
Makes it worth the maintenance, the labor of love that it is to maintain.
Right. Am I hearing that over the house PA now?
No,
somehow?
I think that's
Just our wonderful acoustics.
for the place settling.
Yeah.
You also are on a squeaky stool.
Yeah, very squeaky. I hope that's not showing up too badly, but whatever. This is Mark 1 of some of the more creative output that Tim and I are going to be working on together. As friends and partners of years and years, we've got plans that we've had for years and years, literally kind of bubbling up now and coming to the fore. And when COVID hit and everything started shifting gears, and we struggled through the loss of the library shop, and we struggled through the loss of Lane Avenue as a store, as the Stack, as a partnership, as a working, functioning thing. It was time to think about where to go next, what to do next, and how to do it. And our first instinct was, number one, double down on the things that we're strongest in. For me, it was be a donut shop in the place that I've always been a donut shop, and do a real good job doing donuts, and try to build out from strength as opposed to duplicating what we do and believing that success would happen. This time around, we did a thing where we just stayed solid in our shop on, Scioto Derby, where we've always been. And we've been developing this, which is, which you can just kind of see around and behind us. Back here, you see our warehouse ceiling and back wall, but you also see the interior frame of a photography studio and layout situation. Going in the other direction, you would see a recording space with a lot of cool music gear and a really A1 setup as far as I've seen ever in one spot for this purpose. We're building a machine here in a place to do some stuff. And part of that is I've always had like a little thing in my heart, like one of the, you've got some items of nostalgia, right, in your life.
For sure.
One of the things I have is a very old cassette, the voice recording of me when I was like 4 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I was very obsessed with Wink Martindale. And I don't know if you know who Wink Martindale is.
I do not.
But Wink Martindale hosted game shows, like a lot of game shows, like Tic-Tac-Doe.
Oh, sure. I remember that one.
The one where you get the dragon. Wow.
I don't remember the dragon, but I remember Tic-Tac-Doe.
Yeah, and then I think he also hosted, Concentration and a bunch. I mean, I might be wrong about that, but this guy was like a quintessential Bob Barker style guy. But 4 years old, there's little Jay talking about his aspirations to be a game show host. And one of the things that we're going to do out of this space, and one of the things that we're going to do on these microphones, and in a more refined shot with a really cool video switcher and some other things that we're putting together as part of a studio production package here, we're going to create, sorry, Tim, give you your due. We're going to create some entertainment vehicles. We're going to create some shows. We're going to create some local media for people to consume out of the Jordan and Tim studio. We did a really cool thing a couple of years ago called Donuts and Coffee. And it was a fun collaborative effort between myself, Tim, primarily because Tim did the music, the video production, Spencer Lookabaugh, who is the photography layout here behind us. I just almost karate chopped you right in the face.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah, right. He did a lot of the video work for that, and we shot that in like a day, and we were just having fun with it, and we were just cobbling it together on stuff that we had existing. So what we've done over the last 6 months of COVID, since we decided to kind of pivot in this direction, since you decided to kind of change the focus of this space, you know, we've been developing all these different aspects of this thing, and we're going to start bringing them to you. So, you know, that's a cool thing that we're working on, that I've been working on, that I've had aspirations for a long time. You know, I don't know what you want to say about your part in this, but that was kind of my window into, okay, I'm comfortable just being a donut man in my donut shop. I want to be a bigger donut man in my bigger donut shop, but it's going to be there. We're going to go through that. It's going to be what it's going to be out of that spot. So jumping out into all these different things has ceased to be an option for me, has ceased to be even a desire.
Right.
But what hasn't stopped is that I wanted to collaborate again with you directly. I wanted to do stuff like this directly. So what's going on in here for you? What are you seeing now that it's been 4 or 5 months into this for you?
Well, what's been fun is working with the other folks that we've brought in to kind of collaborate on turning this space into something special. And we'll have more to say about that as time goes on, as those things develop. It's still in the very early stages. My days are spent in the coffee roastery doing my coffee stuff as quickly as I can, and then coming over here to the studio to do my studio stuff, which has lately been largely music related. I'm working on a record. We were here all weekend for an extended weekend, 5 days worth of tracking in here with friends of mine who were in a band together 20 years ago.
Yeah, I saw the crudité. It's like, man,
the catering,
setting up the studio catering big time. You know, the tray from Kroger with the cauliflower. Good job. And the fudge stripe cookies. That's not to be overlooked, really, but
got to keep going. It was grueling. We were in here 12 hours a day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Dad, what did you do? But you know, hey,
but we're recording 5 songs, and it's incredible the to-do list that just that number of tunes creates. Like, what about this guitar part that's supposed to be there? Oh, dang it, we're gonna have to get that. We haven't tracked that yet.
Yeah, well, and it's also tough, you know, when you first said you were getting back together with your guys from one of the previous groups and going to actually put something together, and you were excited to do it. I was thinking it was almost a full album already, that there were songs that were kind of like ready to go, things that were unfinished and whatever. This is really like, you're doing a whole record here. You're doing a like start to finish, figure it out, rough it in, get the parts down, doing all those elements one time right through here.
Sure. From scratch. The tunes we're working on now, there aren't previous stuff. We do have leftover stuff from 17 years ago that we need to unearth, but that'd be a
something else. Yeah, that's something else.
Concern. Really interesting stuff that has really never seen the light of day. But then again, very few were listening to the secret sound of the NSA when we were current. 98 through 2004, I think, was when that band existed. I joined in the year 2000 or early 2001.
Well, you've come a long way as a musician in that particular group setting, because when you did it the last time, you told me you were just a kind of like a keys guy and a production guy and a writing guy.
Right. Well, the last EP that we did before I moved out of Columbus, I was at least co-producer on that, and in this case, we're doing it in my studio, so it's all up to me, which is fine. I volunteered. When Bill was writing songs again, I said, send them to me.
Yeah, wanted to get hacking,
and they were of very high quality, and so we were able to get the other guys to come back out. Grant drove out from Sioux Falls, South Dakota to record guitars with us.
Oh, great.
This weekend, which was incredible.
Easy to get when you get the juices flowing to that degree. I mean, I'm not saying that there's a ton to recommend South Dakota or any Dakota in February or early March, but those miles don't drive themselves. And if the songs are good enough to get somebody to drive from South Dakota to put in a whole weekend's worth of work, that's pretty awesome.
There's
That's
the
really cool.
fellowship too, man. We are a family.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen Grant or Steinway, the bass player, in 17 years. But when we all got back together, it was just like old times.
Yeah, it felt good. That's
The
great.
dynamic was the same, and it was always very, very good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you played one before we started doing this, and I thought it sounded really good. I thought, and you're just playing me the complete rough where you're like, oh, and then here's where somebody who can actually play guitar will play. And I said, well, yeah, but that one sounded really good. It's like, maybe it'll stay in, but like way in the back. We'll put the guy who actually rips it up front. That's awesome. All right. Well, back to collaborations. And growing from strength, I just wanted to drop in real quick that Donut Factory is really excited because we've gotten 2 really high quality collaborations going within the last 6 months, all thanks to Becca and Jacob Rasmussen. Number one, we're putting out high quality blueberry cake donuts to create a blueberry cheesecake for the Cheesecake Girl. And you can get that here locally in the market. You can get that at their Cheesecake Girl location up off of what's that road?
Something Road.
Where the old Montgomery Inn used to be,
Is that?
heading up towards Sawmill and all that other nonsense. I can't remember. It goes right out of hell here. Dublin Road. Yeah, sure, whatever. Anyway, yeah, Cheesecake Girl. Find it, love it, enjoy it. Really happy to be working with her and them again regularly. They're a fun shop and they do things the right way. And then similarly, the Little Kitchen in Dublin North Market is now working on getting vegan donuts in regularly to sell out of their storefront space and potentially open early. Maybe there'll be some coffee situations to go along with that, which could be really interesting and encouraging and exciting.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be something? And then we've also got coming up real soon, Dora. Now for Dora, it's going to be a really interesting combination of things coming out of a spot you might not be expecting us. And I don't know if I want to reveal that yet.
Probably not.
Want to reveal that yet?
Probably not.
All right. We're going to keep that one under wraps.
Keep that one inside the old hoodie.
Right in this pocket that doesn't exist. Yeah, but you had a hard out 45 minutes. We were at about 24 minutes. So I think that's probably good. I expect this to go up on all our social media pages in about 45 minutes to an hour, and then we'll share it out to all the other people that didn't get it the first time.
Tremendo.
Tim,
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say? I feel like I spent this whole time talking.
That's okay. I'm just working on ideas for future art direction and production design.
Yeah, there's some work to be done. But remember, there's going to be a whole
all of those beeping things. All the beeps.
I was going to censor out the fact that I was revealing what was going to be directly behind us soon. But, you'll just have to wait for the next one. All right, everybody. Thanks very much. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Don't forget to do stuff. You're right-clicking it. There we go.